Sejong Jo, and I was born in South Korea.
My name is Linda Priore, and I was born in Passaic, New Jersey. My children are adopted from Korea, and my husband and I belonged to a support group where our children would meet with other adoptees once a month. And then the support group kind of got less, we met less and less. And I could see that my kids needed more. So in 1992 was the first camp. And parents started the camp for our kids so that they could learn their culture. My children are 26 and 24 right now. Yes, my daughter's the eldest. At first, I didn't realize that idea never came into my head about I had an option. I always think in-house, to adopt within-house. And I happened to go to a family wedding, and sitting next to me was this young adoptee from Korea. I looked at my husband. We says, "That's it. I never realized that was an option. We're going to adopt from Korea." And it's been an amazing journey. Through my children, I have learned so much, met such, like my sister.
She's more Korean than I am. I left Korea because I didn't like Korea. I grew up in Korea. I'm a girl, so Korean tradition doesn't really give girls a privilege to be you. Even though I didn't have a concept of it as a little child, I was always an independent soul. And nobody really asked me, what I wanted. Everybody just told me what I had to do. So I left Korea not wanting to be there. And I heard, like, in America, girls can be whatever they wanted to be. And I came here and I met these Caucasian ladies who wanted to use me, who really respected my Koreanness. I didn't know anything about adoption in Korea. But in America, I got familiar with it. And when I moved to 89, I was working at Fort Lee High School. And that's when they just started the camp. And they found me. I had a fundraising activity, and these adoptive parents came to this Korean event. And they had their children, seeing this Korean performance, thinking that they would love it. But they found their kids like being afraid of Koreans because they're just used to seeing Caucasian family members, and they didn't see the Korean faces, around them. So they realized, and also in 1992, the reason why the camp started was that the adoptive parents were in LA witnessing LA riot. And they realized, my goodness, even though my child can be Nicole Priore, she has this Korean face, and they're going to be treated just like, other Korean American people. And I'm a parent of a Korean faced child. So they realized they really needed to get them in contact with their birth culture and, and how they're treated in America and all. So that's how the camp started. And they came to my school selling these camp sweatshirts. And they told me all about why, what they're trying to do. So I joined them in 1994. One of my students was adopted when he was in second grade, which is very unusual because a lot of them were adopted, when they were babies. But when he came, he went through stages, and his mother, he wanted his eyes to get bigger. And she said, "I want my eyes to look like yours." And she, I saw her dealing with that. And then she adopted another one with cleft palate. And she was only, I think, 7 months old. And we were at the doctor's office one time. And she was like, "Mrs. Jo, she doesn't have enough HAIR. The baby didn't speak any English or anything, but I just saw how respectful, she was of, cleft palate was a bigger issue than not having much hair. But, this mother was just so accepting of these kids. And I just always still do. The adopted parents, the most admirable and respectful people on earth. All the politicians and everybody, say a lot of things, but they live what they, believe that we're equal and all. So,
A couple of years ago, I had the
went on
honor
Sejong trip to Korea.
to go to Korea, and it was the highlight of my life. And what really made the trip so complete was I had the greatest opportunity to escort a child home. So it was like full circle for me. I saw that when I get all choked up just thinking about it, but when we got off the plane, just to see the family that was waiting for this baby, that was me. That was my husband and I, So I saw my whole important part of my life happening all over again. It was so special.
Adoptive parents like Linda, she taught me what love is, unconditional love is. Even though I was Christian, I never knew what unconditional love is. And love going beyond race and religion, all these things that we talk about. And I see that, lived in real life through her life. So I really got to experience that, and I learned to love myself through that.
Don't make me stop bawling now.
Yeah. I didn't. My parents are very objective and critical, and I didn't feel loved, even though I was not an adoptee, and I felt that unconditional love through her. So.
I know this is corny saying you may not have grown in my tummy, but you grew under my heart. As corny as that is, it is so true. From the time I got the picture, this is my baby. And I could still feel her when they put her in my arms. I mean, what a special gift. That's the gift beyond gifts, is to give one's life, a life from one life to another.
And that's what struck me. I would thank her. Well, thank you for adopting a Korean child and raising it. I'm the one who has to thank you.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly. And people say that always, thank you, but they don't get it. It's a two-way street. I mean, I need my child as much as my child needed me. That's. Yep.